Hi, I'm TK. I'm the owner of the Silver City Sandslash. This is the second season of the PSL, or the Pokemon Showdown League. Um, I'm really excited. I actually started this league. I had a bunch of friends who played some Pokemon. I really wanted to have that idea to just go out and do it because I watched things like the GBA, the UCL with the King Nappy, A Drive, when Shady used to do it. I just thought it was so cool, and I loved playing Pokemon. So I really wanted to do that kind of thing. And when I looked at all my friends, I thought we could do that. So I asked them all one day and was like, "Would you guys be up for this?" And they all agreed. So last year, I tried to run it, and I did the same sort of thing, no YouTube or anything, but we went through the league. We did a whole season, and we had a lot of fun. But it wasn't too dedicated or anything. But this year we're a lot more dedicated to it. We're gonna stick to it. I'm the league commissioner myself. I run the league and everything. But I really wanted to do a bit more this year. So I thought it'd be really cool if we had our own YouTube channel, um, and if we just had this thing that we could make it bigger than just the league and have a little bit more fun. So that's why we're doing this kind of thing. I'll go over my team a little bit. I'll go over the team I'm going to play. Week 1 I faced Ricky, who is actually a member and the manager of the tour of the Hartford Houndooms. And like I said, I own the Silver City Sandslash. Sandslash is one of my favorite Pokemon, uh, actually my favorite. And I just get the name from my hometown. We're called the Silver City. Alliteration and everything, it's pretty sweet. I actually drew a logo for it as well. I'll probably share that at some point. But I'll just go over my team. The way we draft through OU, then UU, then RU. Then there is a building round where you can draft from either UU or RU to help build your team with whatever needs you have. And then there's NU, and then only 2 rounds of PU. And so my first Mon was Tapu Lele. Actually, what we'll do here. My first Mon was Tapu Lele, and you can see its stats there. What I loved about Tapu Lele is it could be a really good potential Z-Mon, and it also provided different ways of building because with its ability there's no priority moves, so I thought that could be really helpful if I could compare it with really speedy Mon so it couldn't get outsped with Prio. And it also just that Psychic Fairy type that's really good, and Psychic or Psyshock hit really hard in Psychic terrain. So that second pick was Greninja. Greninja is stupid fast, and people think that it's not that good with only 95 attack and 103 special attack, but Choice Specs Greninja or like a Life Orb Greninja still hit really hard, and in our league we can't run Battle Bond or Protein, but I have that Torrent Greninja, and it's still really good, so I'm excited to use it. I have Mamoswine. It was my third pick in OU, and with it I really wanted to get that nice offensive physical threat, and I was really looking forward to using it just because it's so hard hitting. It can have Sword Stance, you have the Ice Shard if Psychic Terrain's not up. But Ground and Ice just hit everything really hard, and I really wanted to try that out. I haven't really used Mamoswine too much. I've used it in game, but I've never really used it in this sort of league. My next pick was Arcanine. Arcanine's really, really good because it can be both offensive and defensive. And with that, your opponent's doesn't really know what's going to happen. It's going to be super unpredictable. One week I might run a defensive Will-O-Wisp, Morning Sunset, and the next week I could just band it with Flare Blitz, Close Combat, uh, E-Speed if I don't have the Psychic Terrain up again. It's really, really hard. And then my next pick in UU was Skarmory. I really wanted this pick because, as most people know, Tapus are really, really good, and Skarmory is probably one of the best counters to them. Tapu Bulu specifically, but it's really good as a counter to all the Tapus. Any Fairy type can't really break through it. Sorry, I didn't mean for that to be so loud. I just got a text message. But yeah, it's really good. I'm excited. I'm excited to use the Skarmory. I haven't really ever used it, so just going out and trying to use it. I'll be playing with it week 1. And then my next pick is actually Raikou. It's another one of my favorite mons besides Arcanine. It's just so good because it's fast with that 115 base speed, but then it's also hits pretty hard with 115 special attack. It has Calm Mind set up, Sub set up, has decent coverage with like Extra Sensory, Shadow Ball, obviously Volt Switch, and having a Volt Switcher, it's complete. That U-turn Volt Switch core with Greninja is really good. So that was my OU UQ. My next round, I really wanted to go with Shaman. Shaman is really good because it just has that all around bulk and things like that because it's one of those base 100 mons. And as one of those base 100 mons, they always have stupid coverage as well. And they can just wallow out of things. Shaman specifically is great for that kind of stuff because it has Earth Power, it has Seed Flare, which just hits super hard as stab. As a mono grass type, it can resist quite a bit of things. It's not weak to a lot that's relevant. That next pick was Flygon. Flygon, I actually picked up in free agency right after the draft. We're only limited to 3 free agents. I've already used 2 of them, Flygon, and then you'll see Licky Licky at the end. Is also a free agent. I really wanted Flygon because it gives another ground type. It's a Levitator, so it's immune to ground as well. I didn't have a Dragon type in any of my drafts, so I really wanted to pick it up. And it also gives a nice offensive sweeper that I didn't necessarily have before. And it also gives another defogger, which helps with hazard removal, which I don't have a lot of yet. You'll see I close that up with Blastoise. This is my next pick. But it's really good. It has so much coverage, base 100 speed again, and base 100 attack. People underestimate its strength, but it's actually pretty good. So that next pick is Blastoise. Blastoise is super underestimated in my opinion. It's one of my favorite rapid spinners. It gives Scald Spam too as a defensive grass water type. And I just love it. You can Assault Vest it and run it with like a Dragon Tail set, so you can still like take out something that's setting up, but it's still really strong and it's super hard to break through because with that 79 HP, 100 defense, 105 special defense, it's actually really bulky. It's just a really good tank, and obviously modeled after a tank it should be. So that next pick was Celebi. It was my special round pick where you could pick from either UU or RU. I wanted to grab Celebi because right now I didn't have a lot of stealth rockers, so Celebi helped fill that role. It also has very reliable recovery. It gives baton pass and U-turn again. Um, in our league, you can't use baton pass to pass stats, but it still gives a nice pivot, and I can make it slow, even though it's that base 100 mon. If I make it really slow, it can take a hit, get on out there, and switch in something to set up and sweep maybe. So now we'll head into my NU picks and my PU picks. So my first NU pick was Gastrodon. Um, as you heard, I watched the UCL a bit, and I already loved Gastrodon before that, but Nappy's Gastrodon was amazing. Um, and I run my own Gastrodon. I don't copy off of anyone else, but I really like mixing it up with the stats. It's a really good mixed wall. It can run a bunch of ways. And even though it's only 68 defense and only 82 to special defense, it actually is really, really bulky because of that 111 HP. And it's only weak to grass. So if I run a berry to weaken grass type moves, that I can actually tank a lot. And if I build it, it can run like a surprising sets. It has reliable recovery. I can run Miracle if I ever wanted to do that. It's another Scald spammer, which is great. Um, and just having that one weakness makes it tank a lot. So like fire types, anything like that, I don't have to worry about it with Gastro. The next pick was Lycanroc, just because I was really thinking I still needed more stealth rockers. I prefer Lycanroc midday, but for the roles on my team, I felt Midnight fit a little bit better. It has the same attacking stats and everything, and it has 80 speed, as well as better defenses. So I thought I don't really need another base 115 speed mon. My speed tiers aren't that great, so I grabbed this one because I figured it could get a lot of work done if I just wanted to run offensively. Um, it doesn't have Excel Rock, but I figured that didn't matter anyway because I had Tapu Lele. So I really thought it could get some work in, and it could just fill that kind of role that I didn't necessarily have yet. And the rock type was important because my team was looking weak to ice and things like that. So with that next pick, I grabbed Miss Magius. Miss Magius is another mod that I really like and I feel like is underrated. It's got 105 through special attacks, special defense, and speed. So, in my opinion, it's actually really good. And you can make it surprisingly bulky if you needed to make it defensive. It gives me that spin blocker if I want a hazard stack because I do have Skarmory and other things. I can set rocks, so I can have Skarmory run like spikes or something. So it also is great if I want to like specs it or scarf it some week and no one's really expecting that. It gets Willow, so I can make it defensive. Yeah, so that's Miss Magius. My first pick in PU was Cricketune. Throughout the draft, as soon as I got Mamoswine, I wanted to run sticky webs, or at least have access to it on my team. And then Tapu Lele is not that fast either, it's only base 95. So having that sticky webber could be really good. So I don't have to run like Z Skill Swap or Z Sunny Day or anything on it every week if I wanted to outspeed stuff or scarf it. And it also gives access to that bug type, which is okay. If I was smart, I feel like I should have picked up like a Leavanny that has knockoff or things like that. But I grabbed Cricketune because it hits a 65 speed tier, which I didn't have yet. An 85 attack isn't anything to laugh at. It also has things like Grass Whistle, and other things that could just be those little niche moves that I can squeeze in there. And then that final pick was originally Ditto, but I switched Ditto out for Licky Licky because I was looking through my team, and while a lot of my walls have reliable recovery, a lot of my other mons didn't, and things like Tapu Lele or any of my Scarf mons that I might run, like a Greninja or Raikou or anything in there, maybe even a Flygon. Uh, they'll take a lot of damage from like rocks, switching in and out. So I needed that Wisher that can drop a heavy Wish, and with that 110 base HP, they're heavy duty wishes, and his stats aren't anything to laugh at either. With 95 defense and special defense, uh, it's really good. Super bulky. It's only weak to fighting, and the attack and special attack aren't bad either. And with 50 speed, it hits another speed tier that I didn't have. And its abilities aren't bad either. With Oblivious, it can't be taunted, so I can always run those bulk moves. With Own Tempo, it can't get confused, which I'm not too worried about. But it also has that Cloud 9 ability. And there's a team in the league who I don't face, but just in case, or if anyone ever wants to run some surprising set, I have Cloud 9 there if I really need it. So I really thought it'd be good to have as just that last mon to use. So um, so this is my team. I'll record a separate video showing my opponent's team and my team builder for this week. And thanks, guys. I'm excited to try this league and record it on YouTube. Thanks.